One. Hello and welcome back to Tales of Symphonia. We are doing something. I can't actually fully remember what we were doing here. I think we were just exploring this town. This is not the last time we see this town, by the way. We happened to come back to it a few times, but as far as I'm aware, there's nothing.
Oh, wait, this is the hotel, isn't it?
Yeah, the massive hotel. That, oddly enough, actually has some plot importance later, but that's later, so, How was your guys' 4th of July, I suppose we can start with?
I guess mine was alright. I was visiting the town of Virginia. I didn't do much. I was actually just in my hotel room.
Oh.
Not doing much at all.
Okay.
Watching what was ever on the hotel TV channels.
I'm sure it was better than what I was watching on. So basically, I suppose I should lead into that. We went to Manitowoc, Wisconsin to visit some of Katie's friends that she used to work with. We're actually planning to move there, and they have a child that's like a year and 9 months old or something, and they consistently had on Nick Jr. on, and it's like, oh goodness, like the majority of the shows on here are awful. Like,
yeah,
I think there was 2 shows I actually enjoyed. Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, that one was cute enough, and then Wonder Pets, because that one was cute and it had singing. So I was like, okay, I'll live with this.
I got stuck riding a bicycle race on a fixie with a flat tire.
Wow.
I didn't win.
I was going to say, that would not be fun. No.
It's somebody beat me who was walking, but that was partially because I had to stay back and make sure my little brother didn't kill himself on a bike.
So you should have started the bicycle song with him. Come on, you both would have won then.
Bicycle song?
Did you sing Hime?
Yeah, exactly.
I was with a 7-year-old and my dad's wife.
Oh, yeah.
After some of the conversations that I don't remember from our family reunion, I am keeping the weirdness down for a bit.
Alright, I can understand that all too well. Trust me, I don't really talk to most of my family because I'm pretty weird, so I get it.
I don't talk to anyone because I'm pretty weird.
Yeah. We better stop talking to each other then. Sorry.
I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, exactly. So my dog was an idiot yesterday, but thankfully she's okay. She ate like a couple feet of ribbon, but she's not like one of those dumb dogs that eats it all at once. So she didn't. I mean, we went to the vet yesterday just to make sure, and then it turned out that X-rays would have been $300. It's like, no, my dog's looking okay. I think we're good for it. And we've just been watching her since then because it's like, I don't want her to die, but dang, dog, $300 for an X-ray, that's expensive.
How many feet of ribbon did she eat?
I would guess about 3, but she's like one of those dainty dogs where it's like, I'll just take a little nibble here. Oh, that was good. I'll take a little bit more of a nibble. It's not like she ate all 3 feet at once.
Yeah, so that's like an entire 3-foot rope of ribbon in her stomach.
Yeah, but it's in pieces, so
yeah.
So it's a little bit better. And now we're in the amusement park. That I think.
All right, John, you're gonna have to walk me through what all I need to do for Vampire.
Oh, are you doing Vampire?
Oh, it's probably. There's a good video on YouTube. It's
Freeze my computer.
Oh, did you just immediately try and load it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
I need Steam to run the first time setup.
Oh, I got you. Alright, well then, there's a video on YouTube that shows how to optimize it, because you got to do something to get a patch so you can run it in 1040p or whatever your resolution is, because it only goes to certain ones because it came out in like 2003.
Yeah.
There's a fan patch. There's all this other stuff. There's a good video on YouTube. Let me find it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like how System Shock 1 finally had a re-release, so it actually works on modern computers again. Man, dang it. I was gonna say once John's back, we can talk about System Shock 1 because that is a dated as heck game.
Well, I mean, I'm still here. I'm just gonna mute myself.
I know, that's why I was like, once you're, yeah.
I mean, I'll mute myself when I'm doing the clickety-clack at the keyboard so no one hears.
Right, I gotcha. Oh, that's fine, I was gonna say. Sorry, this episode's gonna be a little bit boring, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like, I think this was... I want to show off, I want to show off a lot of the stuff in the game, but it's also before the point where it's like, okay, I've showed this off, so I can start cutting bunches of stuff, I guess. So,
yeah.
It's just me making sure I don't miss anything. over and over again at the moment. But no, it's like I tried playing System Shock 1 and it is pretty dated.
Yeah, it looks like it. At least the not re-release, I guess the updated kind of edition that someone's working on, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, which I find funny because it's like they released that, and then I think they announced we're also going to announce re-release an updated version instead of like the you know what I mean, like an actual.
I guess it's the nostalgia factor that people like, because there's some games where they are rough around the edges, but people love them past that.
Yeah, I guess kind of the first Dark Souls or Demon Souls would be a good example of that, wouldn't it? Whereas they weren't too well known, so or I guess King's Tower would be a better example because it's like King's Tower was pretty much the equivalent of Dark Souls before it came out. That was by From Software as well, and it was rough because it was PS1 as opposed to like PS3 or later.
That's such a confusing name for a development team.
From Software.
From Software, because it's like, oh, where's it from? Oh, it's from Software.
Right. Who's that? Exactly.
They're from Software. Where is Software? Like it's a strange-ish kind of name.
Who's on first? What's on second?
Or they're I'm laughing when I'm thinking of the before they translated it better, so like every time you died it would be you defeated, and just all the bad broken English from the subtitling.
I'm trying to remember because was that like just a bad, because I've played through Demon Souls. I don't really remember that in Demon Souls or.
It was a bad translation. So if you died, it would say you defeated, like.
Oh.
As in it was trying to say that you were defeated, but
Right.
it's saying you defeated as if.
So kind of like Pokemon, what was it, Vietnamese version?
Yeah, I guess where the English is all kind of all over the place.
Yeah. I think it was Vietnam, whatever. People know what I'm talking about, I'm assuming.
Was that in the JonTron bootlegs for the different Pokemon games?
I don't know. I think that was one he actually missed, which is really weird considering how
All the different random ones he went to, yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that's like one. I guess he skipped that because that's a pretty well known one.
Yeah, you wanted to go to the lesser known ones.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm not sure if JonTron died again, by the way.
I guess he's just laying low.
From I haven't checked his Twitter, but supposedly on his Twitter, he's been saying, I'll be back soon. Just hasn't come back yet.
I mean, it would be hard to with the stuff he said and the people he associates with is just kind of divisive.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, I guess, say I like this or not that, but it's just the opinions he subscribe
Right.
to, I should say,
And
really divided people.
I don't disagree with it. I guess it just really rubs me the wrong way because it's like I get what he said was stupid, but at the same time, it's like we can still.
I just think entertainers like him should. They can have political opinions, but don't put them out there like that. Like,
See,
I'm not saying, oh, you're an entertainer, you shouldn't have an opinion. You should, but don't be out there with it, especially one like that, because it's, I don't know, it's gonna be hard to. It'll be hard to look at a comedian the same way with stuff. Sort of like the guy that just Kramer in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You look at him, but then you think a different thing when you look at the racist stuff that he said in the past.
Yeah. And I can get that, but I guess we kind of have to just we have to separate like their acting from their actual stuff, if that makes sense. Because otherwise, it's like I've been thinking about that lately too. Because of I don't know if you saw this, but did you see the Jim Gaffigan stuff that he posted over I don't remember when it was, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh no, I don't think I do.
Basically, he's stopped being so much of a traditional Catholic and is supporting non-Catholic same-sex attractions now. Like ones
like marriage?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know, right?
This is the guy that they had at the World Meeting of Families, and he did stand up for the papal visit for the World Meeting of Families.
Yeah. And to be fair, it could also be a misunderstanding, which isn't
maybe
possible.
Because that's what it's like with the whole James Martin thing. It's not necessarily advocation for it, but it's silence and not being clear on some things.
Oh, I thought you were talking about who's James Martin? I don't remember him at the moment.
You don't know Father James Martin, the Jesuit priest that shakes everything up? Yeah.
I was thinking Christopher West, who I think we've talked about before, who says that butt stuff is okay as long as it doesn't finish there.
Yeah, I think you mentioned him before. It's just his stuff on theology of the body is alright. Just in some parts it's weird or very explicit.
From what I understand, like he's 90% there. It's just that weird 10%. It's like, whoa, hold on a second. Where did
that
this
doesn't
come
sound open
from?
to life.
Yeah. It's like, I mean,
Or at least it's pushing open to life to like very, very, very strange corner. I guess.
right? Because I was gonna say that doesn't really help, I guess, because like I can see oral honestly, because it's like especially because that can help the woman in particular, I guess, if that makes sense. Are we getting?
No, that counts as I mean, you could probably just put like a title card over this with like elevator music.
I was gonna say, is this PG-13?
Yeah.
This is PG-13.
I think this is getting into NC-17 territory.
NC-17. I mean, I guess it's not like that bad to talk about it, so long as it's not like, and then he went down on her. You know, like those Sonic fan fictions or whatnot. Sorry.
No, you really want to make it bad, you got to find the good fictions that actually go into detail and bother to actually make it good.
And that's what I'm saying. I can understand that it can be uncomfortable to talk about, but at the same time, as long as we're talking about it in the proper aspect and not doing stupid stuff with it, I guess, then it's not such a bad thing to talk about.
What if you want to do both? You want to be stupid about it, but still try and be serious?
I'd say that's a little different then, because it's like you're trying to apply comedy to it. That way people get a little bit more comfortable with it, if that makes sense.
Well, that's how I guess people like Colbert and stuff do. They give their opinion, but they give it with some comedy, I guess, to make it hurt less. I don't know.
Yeah, but Colbert is a dirty liberal.
Yeah, he's a strange Catholic.
By the way, I'm not meaning that to be offensive. That was meant to be a joke there. I
mean, he is, but
I was gonna say I definitely don't agree with him. But the dirty liberal part was that was a joke. It's like, I don't agree with you, but I'm not gonna be a jerk to you either.
Oh boy.
It's like I'm really confused by Colbert on that, because supposedly he teaches Sunday school, so it's like, so you know this, but you still don't act on it.
It's more like a cultural Catholic kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
He'd be more at home as an Anglican, I guess.
Which is shit.
You got all of the Catholic without the rules and the proper sacrament.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which is a shame, because it's like, you're right, but at the same time, it's obviously not. And I know that you know this, obviously, and you were just making a joke that it's obviously not like, you know, the church that Jesus established here. So.
Yeah, every church, no matter how far back it traces itself, is going to trace itself to the Catholic Church.
I was gonna say, I think the only one that and I don't agree with this, is the Orthodoxy.
Yeah, because we believe the Orthodox split from us, but they believe that we split from them. So there, I guess it's kind of like we both trace our roots back to Christ, I guess, in our own opinions. But for every other denomination, like Protestant or otherwise, will trace itself to Catholicism, because it's split from us to Luther, and then Luther split into like 30,000 different denominations or non-denominations.
There's a few each day that sprout up, supposedly. I don't know the validity of that, to be quite honest.
I just know there's a lot of them. Like, I guess a different denomination is a different church, because I guess a Baptist church can be a different kind of Baptist.
Yeah, like one can teach, same-sex attraction is okay. One can teach other. Yeah, it's like, do you read the Bible or?
Yeah. Well, you read the books that weren't taken out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, it's pretty clear in most, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because someone had in a group I was in, they had posted a Tumblr screenshot where it was, funnily enough, I guess speaking of Colbert said, you want to hear what Jesus said about homosexuality? Nothing, because he mentioned nothing about it. And then someone went on this diatribe about how Leviticus doesn't count anymore, and but they went into this really stupid thing when they said that by focusing on that stuff, you're betraying, or you're making Christ's sacrifice in vain, because he came to erase all sins, and to focus on that is bad.
I mean,
and you're making his sacrifice in vain. And I'm like, well, hang on.
Yeah.
How about we go to this section where he, I think it was Matthew 19, 25 or 11, something. He says, and it is for this reason, God created them male and female. And it is for this reason, a man leaves his parents or leaves his family and joins with a woman, and the man and the woman become one flesh, and let no one separate that. That sounds pretty explicit, like, hey, marriage should just be between these two sexes, nothing else, and don't separate and change it.
Right. I mean, obviously, it's like Jesus did come to forgive all sins, but he's not like
He
hey,
did. It's just not. It's
don't-
not like, oh, you're all good. Like
Yeah.
I did all of it. You guys are fine. You'll never have to. You're just going to heaven because you believe.
right.
That's it.
It's not once saved, always saved. It's
Why
I mean,
try if you're forgiven for everything you will ever do? Why
Right.
try then?
By the way, while we're on this, while we happen to find works very important, we don't believe that you need to do works to get to heaven. So,
No, even in the Bible it says faith and works, not works alone.
Right,
or
I
faith
just-
alone.
I just meant how Protestants will always be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you need works." And it's like, there's a really good Catholic Answers article that pretty much addressed. Oh, here's one of my favorite scenes in the game. I love this scene.
Was that a kid? Oh, well, it's a
No,
dwarf.
what?
No. Wow, it's a miniature gnome.
Yeah, it's not a gnome. It's a gnome junior. What are you here for? But this isn't the part that I care about. So come on me. So basically, what they're saying is we get to make them something to eat, and we get to choose who cooks. Can you guess
He
who?
chose the oh, what's the trope? It's the bad cook, but the bad cook is usually like the nicest person.
I mean, she's not the nicest person.
Oh,
I
it's
can
Rain.
I was gonna say Rain is the worst cook. But look how Jesus is like, no, don't do that. Oh, losing IQ. It's been a while since we've lost IQ. There's another 2. 2 plus 2 is 5.
Oh man, because I was thinking back to hang on a second. This is spicy.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. I was gonna say it's the small scenes that I really like in this game.
Oh, do you have to get all the different gnomes or gnomelets to get across the bridge?
Not the bridge. It's for a secret. Basically, it's for the Devil's Quest. You remember how
Oh,
you remember how there was that gnomelet earlier, and that other one we had to give him potion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's one other that we have to find. Crap. That dwarf that I was looking around for is like, all right, I want to get this gnomelet, so I don't have to come back to this cave and get the Devil's Quest.
Wait,
But
wasn't the potion just like wine?
yeah, and he ate the bottle too.
I need stupid juice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Though I'm thinking one of the first drinks I try, however, will be sweet tea vodka. I think, because I think we were at the hotel. We were just going through channels trying to get to sleep one night. One of the chopped on food channel came on. They had to make a meal with sweet tea vodka. And I said, oh wow, that combines sweet tea, one of my favorite drinks, and something alcoholic. I figured that would taste nice.
It can. I would recommend not trying twisted tea. I personally don't really like twisted tea. Like I like tea and I like alcohol, but the way they mix it just does not work for me.
What do they mix into it?
I have no clue,
Hello?
honestly. It's like once you happen to get it, you'll have to try it. There goes James. I don't think he's talked much this episode.
I'm glad that he muted himself.
Yeah,
though.
me too.
Or he stepped away because I
I
was
was, about,
afraid he was going to have a conversation.
I was
right here.
I was about to mute him, so don't worry. I was like, well, I don't want this to happen. Let's just go ahead and mute that.
Uh-oh.
By the way, welcome to the enemy that I grind later on.
Oh, there is this like I guess, an
Yeah.
enemy you can encounter over and over, or just a boss?
You have to encounter him over and over again. So basically, once you leave this room, you can come back and fight this guy again.
Oh yeah, because he probably gives out good XP and such.
Decent enough at the very least. It's not the XP that I was particularly looking for, although I do like the XP. Like for this early in there is a better dragon later on that gives better experience, but this guy gives really good gil or gal, whatever it's called. I think we'll see that in a second or two here.
Yeah.
I am hoping to get a new microphone, by the way, guys. So if my microphone's that bad, I do apologize.
It's not that bad. It's actually, if anything, it sounds a bit better.
Yeah, I just noticed that there's sometimes static, so that's why it's like I'd really like to get a Blue Yeti, so I could actually have, you know, like a steady microphone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
This guy has a lot of health. By the way, James, do you want to talk about Cheesecake Factory? I heard you love that Cheesecake Factory. If he's even there. I'm not sure he is at the moment.
The Cheesecake Factory's pretty good, I guess. I've only ever had their burger, and I guess I've had some of their samosas. They're pretty good.
They're not bad. They are a little bit overrated, though, I would say.
The samosas?
No. Cheesecake Factory in general.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Like, it's not bad. It's just it's I don't know. Everybody just makes it out to be the best thing, and it's like, it's not bad, but let me see how much. Yeah, 10,000 gald. So that's a decent amount, and almost 1,000 experience. That's also a decent amount. So yeah, this is where I come to grind for like 10 levels much later. Why can't I go any further? Oh, this is that gnome that we have to go and get all the gnomes for. So since we're missing... Oh, Altessa. The dwarf's name is Altessa. You back, James?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Cheesecake Factory?
Be plugging my microphone.
Alright, well,
It's bad.
do you want to... I know you had a rant about it yesterday. Do you want to talk about it? If not, that's fine, too.
It was more just... The restaurant we went to had one of my favorite cheesecakes.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
And... Oh, bollocks. I just set myself on fire on accident.
Did you go in the daylight?
Don't burn
I'm not
out
playing
like
vampires. But no, it's we went to a restaurant that has one of my favorite cheesecakes, and we decided we were going to go to this trendy ice cream place downtown that uses liquid nitrogen to freeze their ice cream because for some reason that makes it better.
Of course.
And the line would have been like an hour and a half. So we tried to go to their other location in the less trendy part of town.
Mm-hmm.
And they closed 15 minutes after we would have gotten there. And everybody's like, oh, I don't know if we'll have time to park and get in. It's like, yes, we will.
But basically, I gotcha.
So then we wound up going to Cheesecake Factory. And everybody's pretty not happy at this point. And it was just... Their cheesecake's not that good. I wound up getting a tiramisu, which was mediocre.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I had a glass of port, which also wasn't that great because, of course, the bartender doesn't know how to make a grasshopper.
Isn't that pretty simple, though? Like...
Yes.
Or were they like new, or they just... I don't know.
Grasshopper?
Maybe it's like mint mojito, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. I was gonna say, I thought mint.
No, it's creme de mint, creme de cacao, and something else.
We could have died.
Maybe they I don't know. Maybe they lied on their resume and like, hey, you can mix drinks. So he's like, yeah, I mix drinks all the time. I put Kool-Aid in the pitcher and throw some sugar in there.
Exactly. Oh, I thought you just meant, yeah, I mix Kool-Aid with vodka. That's
every now and again. I put some.
That's probably good enough to get a job at Cheesecake Factory.
That's probably true. Here's the boss, by the way. I think we're still over level at this point. So, can you guess what the boss is? It's Gnome.
Since Volt was Undini's opposite,
It looks like a character I've seen before.
Ifrit. If we wake up Ifrit, that'll sever their mana flow, right?
He seems pretty popular.
He looks familiar. Like I swear I've seen him in something.
It could be another Bandai game. I think Gnome was fairly
How many
popular.
times do I have to tell you before you actually remember it?
Me stupid. Me bizarro. Me bizarro Superman. Me no smart.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Lloyd, that was not a compliment. All right, here we go.
Let's just get this over with. Come on. Oh, I guess I'll...
So,
Oh.
you're a summoner, huh? Well, look, sorry, but I've already got a pact with Mythos.
Not
okay?
allowed to go that way.
There's Mythos' name again. He must have been amazing.
By the way, Gnome is super sassy,
I am
in
Sheena.
case you couldn't tell.
I seek a pact with Gnome. I ask that thou annulst thy pact with Mythos and establish
Yeah.
a new pact with me.
Why does it look like his mouth is a butt?
You sure use some stuffy language. Blech.
Like, his mouth looks like it's a butt.
That's
with-
him.
I
Well,
think so?
I mean, this is how I was.
I'm
taught.
not sure, actually, now that you mention it.
Really? Oh, yeah, well, whatever. All right.
The hair bow has me slightly doubting that.
It's Japan, I guess, so it could just be like one of those male characters that dresses like a girl just because, you know, LOL Japan.
Or just, I guess, whatever the look's called. Androgynous.
Yeah,
Or androgyny, whatever it would be.
whatever it is, yeah. No, that's right. Okay, get rid of... No, get rid of Colette. Come on. Okay, not get rid of Colette. It's still a really easy boss fight.
Time to taste dirt.
I don't know, maybe it's a girl, but it sounds like a guy, so I'm gonna go with the androgynous theory.
Understood.
By the way, that dragon had 10,000 health. This guy has 28,000, so yeah. That should show you that we should be okay. So I guess I can talk about this while the boss fight's going on, just because there's not much going on at the moment. I did the rosary this morning, and for my church, I suppose I should add. Man, Ray is really bad for that. Anyway, sorry. So what I was saying is I did the rosary this morning for Mass, and I forgot that I don't like talking in front of crowds. So that went swimmingly. For like the first 3 minutes, I just tried to speak, and I couldn't. So that went really well.
Yeah, I don't like crowds either. I'm with like maybe 4 or 5 people, maybe, but if I get larger than that, someone else is probably gonna have to lead it.
Yeah, I barely was able to, but it's like, well, I volunteered, so guess I kind of gotta buck up now. I guess the other thing is you worry about that you're gonna mess up praying too, so it's like, I
Yeah,
don't know. Did I say 9 rosary? Did I say 9 Hail Marys or 10 Hail Marys? You know?
yeah.
Most people aren't insufferable enough that they correct you mid rosary.
That is true.
Yeah, most people just assume, oh, I missed one, or oh, I went over one. They just
Yeah,
They'll keep going.
that is true. I get really nervous, but you're exactly right. Yeah. So I've been playing Dark Souls 3 lately. I'm planning to record Dark Souls for the channel as well. But I got really salty because I had a Dark Souls 3 save file, and apparently I was like halfway through. And apparently when I switched computers, even though it's supposed to be saved over Steamworks, it wasn't. So
Yeah.
I had to start from the beginning again, which isn't the most awful thing, but I really wanted to just be, you know, halfway done. I want to finish Dark Souls 3 and then do a new file. That way I at least know most of the way that I'm going for Dark Souls. So I'm actually looking forward to Dark Souls 2 the most, which is the black sheep of the bunch.
Yeah, I think someone made a case for Dark Souls 2 being actually pretty good. I can't rein in on it, or whatever the time would be, because
Yeah.
I haven't even beaten the first one, and I have to, but
Right.
Yeah.
I can understand why people don't like it as much because it's different enough, but I prefer it. A lot of people complain about the boss design because, do you mind spoiler alerts, John, or not really?
I guess, because I don't know the lore at all, so feel free.
Okay, so basically, there's this thing called the Bed of Chaos, which was introduced in Dark Souls 1, which happened to cause all the demons in the first place. We took care of the Bed of Chaos in the first game, and the Bed of Chaos was trying to come back by the time of the second game, but it was frozen at the time, so it still wasn't able to produce demons. So a lot of people complained that there's no demons to fight, and it's like, yeah, but lore-wise that makes sense. Stop it. So it's just like,
It's easier to understand than Kingdom Hearts.
yeah, isn't it?
Just about anything is.
So we gotta go. Okay, so we gotta. In order to understand what happened in the first game, we gotta go to this game. And in order to understand what happened in this game, we gotta go to that game. In order to understand what happened in this game, we gotta go to that game. And then, yeah,
And then give them weird titles, like 350 whatever over 2,
and then Dream
divided
Drop.
by 7,
Yeah,
Dream Drop, Distance to the Past,
and then they
Remix
released Kingdom Hearts
2.3.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kingdom Hearts 2.5, didn't they recently?
Yeah, or, yeah, I think it was 2 point something.
Bye, guys. But the way to Sylph, not to, the video's not over yet. The
I was in a
not,
different tab and I was like, wait, is it over already? And I was like, wait, no.
the video's not over yet. Sorry. I made that confusing. Oh, sorry guys. We're not trying to be boring. Tales of Symphonia is a long series, and this is 38, I think.
I've been thinking,
So
if the worlds are separated
at
from each
worst,
other,
I think it should be 68
we're not
episodes.
gonna be
At
able to see
worst.
each other again, are we?
So 30 episodes more at the max.
Why not? We can just go back and forth with the Riards.
I'm sorry. I think you just made me snort rum through my nose.
Right now, we
I
can
know,
choose
right?
between the worlds because they're
On the
connected
bright
by
side, when we
threads.
get to dark, I mean, we're doing Deus Ex after this, so
We don't know what
do you want to get?
Oh,
You gotta
yeah.
do you gotta do the fall.
Flow of
So
mana is severed. The two worlds make
on the
one
bright
way
side, the
to
fall is
travel.
only supposed to be 4 hours odd. So I mean, while you get the shitty one because I don't own it, at least we get the shitty one out of the way really quickly.
That's the mobile one, right? There was a mobile initially.
Yeah, and then it was ported to
No
Steam.
wonder,
Yes.
no wonder it's 4 hours.
Yeah,
I don't know how the heck
True.
they tried to pass that off as an
Where should
actual.
we go
I
next?
guess we'll find
Oh,
out when
okay.
Ott plays it.
Summon spirit,
But
That's crazy.
I agree with you.
Okay then. Let's go have
Vampire is
fun.
going to be pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
At
Lily.
least Redemption, especially with I don't know. So far, it's pretty good.
I'm excited because I was gonna say I guess we can talk about that next episode. We've been starting Werewolf, which is set in the same world, but
Yeah, I think we'll start the session next.
It's
Saturday.
technically werewolf and vampire.
It's in the world of
They're
darkness.
set. Yeah, it's the world of darkness, but the
They're
old world
still
of
kinda- yeah.
darkness doesn't really cross over just because
right.
every
Well-
storyline has ridiculously different cosmologies.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this next time though, because we are at the end of the episode. So
Whatever, they could stare at a still image for a minute.
I don't disagree with that, but then we might run out of stuff to talk about next episode.
Oh no, they might have to pay attention to this riveting gameplay.
You just roasted the audience.
I was gonna say, I think we need the audience. Anyways,
I roast everybody.
That's true.
Oh.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time. Pax up, Bonum.